Hi, performers and achievers. Welcome to Performers and Achievers Daily with me, Raj Gavurla. In today's episode, I'm talking about the World Cup. Have you been watching? Have you attended any of the matches or participated in a watch party? I've been watching, and it's been some really good matches to watch. And the USA is advancing, and so are 31 of the other teams are advancing to the knockout round. And so, in order to progress, succeed, improve, they look at where they are from the previous match. Last night they played. I was hoping they would win. I wanted them to win. However, they did not. However, they are advancing to the knockout round. So, what do you do if something like that happens? Well, first of all, you look at all the successes from the match, which there were a lot of successes. And this can apply to your country's soccer team or the matches you're watching, and any other team that you may be on, or even any kind of individual performance or individual work that you're doing. It's just look at the successes. And there were a lot last night. And then look at where progression is. Where was the progression? And then look at where's improving. Where's the improvement, or where or how to improve. And so last night, there are a lot of successes or positives from the match. First of all, it's always good to have players participate who are on the team who are very capable of participating. And it's being able to get them to work together because they're all very capable of participating or they wouldn't be on the team. And so it was good to have some players participate since this match wasn't as important as the next match, and it just prepares them for the next match. So that's a positive or a success from the match. Also, another success, I don't like to see injuries or be injured or have anyone else be injured. So it's good that Christian Pulisic was able to play on the pitch. And do you notice, though, when you watch, he's like one of the few players, because they all have their individual skills and team skills and the way they approach the match and just the way they view the match. And he seems to be the only one, or at least on a regular basis, who is able to create space and advance the ball with his dribbling. And that's just a skill. And it came to my mind, how come some of the other players don't do that? Well, it's like most things. It looks easy because he can do it, so you're watching him. However, it's not that easy. It's just like, for example, if you're a tennis player and you're a baseliner, then all of a sudden you watch another match and someone's serving and volleying. And the baseliner is like, no, I'm not serving volleying. It's not that they can't, they just have other skills that are meshing together with their teammates in order to win the soccer match. And so there were some players, for example, like you saw Weston McKennie. He was able to advance the ball down the right side, down the flank. And Berhalter was able to obviously play a great match and able to, in soccer, really, it's just really about these skills. His first touch, create space, speed of play, shoot, pass, dribble, or defend. Now, of course, you all know that I like to simplify things, so that's how to simplify it. Those are the ones. First touch, create space, speed of play, shoot, pass, dribble, or defend. And that's soccer. Now, that's obviously very simplified because then you look at them and the TV doesn't show it. However, you're looking at professional soccer athleticism skills. So they're running a lot faster than the TV shows. The ball at times is moving a lot faster than the TV shows. And you saw like some of the other skills of the other players. I mean, they all obviously have skills, very capable. You saw Tim Weah on the left. I tried a few runs with him, and they came close. Those were good ideas. He was able to get his first touch on the ball. It's just they were defended. And I'm pretty sure on one he was offsides. So that's another area to see. What else are you seeing? Well, in soccer, obviously, the defend part is important as well. And so that just was not occurring. It was a little disappointing to watch. And, as far as defending, the way I defend is keep the player in front of me and take away his body, mark the player, not space. And it seemed like at times that they were marking space and not the individual. Now that one play, the player happened to get in front of him, and so that's the key about keeping the offensive player as a defender in front of you. And then that's important. And then taking away their body, which you saw occur on a few plays by the USA. And so just stop ball watching, and those players move around, and the areas being marked and not the player. Well, all the player needs to do is just run a little in a different direction, and now they've got room to shoot or create space or dribble. They've got all sorts of things, speed of play as well. And so that's something to look at. So that's what I see as far as the improving part. I also saw a lot of good defense in the defensive third at times, like some of the forwards or strikers were coming back to help defend, which was good. And then I saw with the players on the offensive side, I really liked watching the progression that I saw is exactly that. The first touch in the finishing third or coming towards the finishing third, and then speed of play or create space and speed of play, and then either shoot, pass, or dribble. And that's basically what Berhalter did on the second goal. So that was a clinical finish. And then, of course, technically, as far as that goes, watch Christian Pulisic when he's on the ball and he's creating space with his. They call it 1v1, but soccer, if anybody's ever played soccer, which most of you all either have played or have know about soccer, you might not know how to play soccer, but you know soccer. Uh, he has those technical skills. So there's the clinical and the technical. And so he's able to do that, and he can do that. And I'm sure some of the other players can do that as well. It's just that that's not the skill set that's needed or wanted in order to mesh this group together. And that doesn't mean that the next match someone doesn't do it. Who knows? Maybe somebody sends this podcast to them and says, hey, listen to this. Have you seen this, heard this? Of course, that probably won't happen. Everyone has their outlook or their view of the match, right? So their point of view. However, that's what I would say and tell someone or talk to someone about as far as the successes from the match and the progression and then improving. And so that's what I have for you today. So here's my bonus for you. My bonus for you, if you are a soccer player, is when you have the ball or the ball's coming to you, how's your first touch? Do you create space, speed of play, shoot, pass, dribble, or defend? And then are you able to mesh that together with your teammates around you so that you all are successful, win the soccer match? And so the outcome, which is the win, not really controllable. However, the part that is controllable are those elements of what you do when the ball comes to you, or how you defend, and then how you all mesh together or work together. And really, that's the enjoyment and the fun part, because that's what keeps people playing. That's what makes it enjoyable, fun. That's what is motivating about it. And it's just an experience. And so, it's discipline over emotions, consistency over mood, and then your routines and habits of excellence. And I really think that in the next match, you'll see as you watch that the U.S. will really play a very good match. They probably will win. Of course, I want them to win. I hope they win. However, by just enjoying and having fun playing soccer and letting that come out and meshing together and working together is what's going to determine who wins and who doesn't. And so I'm excited to watch. And your country, I hope whatever country you are rooting for or pulling for or want to win advances as well. And whomever it is, it's just a thrill to watch and to be able to just have people from just different countries all coming together and enjoying and having fun. And that's what really I think life is about, living is about. Your job, your work should be about that. Now, of course, you don't see you're seeing the 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 uh, the stage that they're at, right? You're not seeing the training sessions, the practice sessions, and all of those things, the meetings, the individual sessions, and all of that. And yeah, and I mean, sometimes it's not just enjoyable and fun. Sometimes it's very challenging. Sometimes it's challenging. Sometimes it's too hard and we need to revise something. And those are the kind of adaptations or adjustments to make. And so no one goes in like just some straight line way from the bottom to the top. It's usually going like some kind of trend. And as long as you're experiencing successes, progression, and improving, I think, and then, of course, when it is time to actually play, you enjoy and have fun while you're playing. Maybe you don't really even think about that. It's just you're playing soccer, which is okay as well. Because I really don't think about it either when I'm playing. Sometimes, though, just to keep everything in perspective, I do. I just, say, hey, this is enjoyable, or I'm enjoying, or this is fun. And just try to, take away the stress and everything before I get back into playing soccer. So that's what I have for you today. If you like my podcast, like it. For those of you who are interested in private, personal, professional, confidential services and programs with me, fill out the brief form on my website, rajgavurla.com, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Enjoy your day.